You and I are going to be participating in an absolutely amazing event happening this week, Export University, on September 28th, 2023. And it's being sponsored by the Business Development Board of Martin County. And it's an excellent opportunity for any of our local businesses to come and benefit from what you shared. I mean, you just touched the iceberg today, but you really covered a lot of territory all the same. And you'll be presenting and share a little bit about what your topic is. I know you'll probably highlight some of the things you shared today, but what is your topic at the event?
Well, to speak first, more generally about the event, a lot of what you and I are talking about today, I learned over many years, some of it very astutely from you. The other person that I mentioned, John Dieppe, you're one of the presenters at the Export University. John Dieppe is one of the presenters at the Export University. I am one of the presenters, but then there's also Eduardo Torres, who's the director from the U.S. Department of Commerce. Those are the people that put these trips together. When I say the state of Florida is partnering with U.S. Department of Commerce, and that's remarkably helpful. Then there's legal experts that'll be there that will give people, whether you're doing business or traveling, how, on the business side, how do you do business with other entities in other countries? If you've got a situation in the United States and it goes wrong, you can sue somebody, and you sort of understand the U.S. Legal system. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the same legal system in Germany or in Pakistan. And so there'll be experts to talk specifically about like certain questions. My products have a certain level of trademark and patent protection to them. Well, patents that protect you in the U.S. might not protect you in another country. So there's important to hear from those folks. And then I'm speaking on, look, I'm not a professional expert on these topics. So mine will be more anecdotal on, I'm the business. The rest of you are professionals in training and educating folks on how to do this. I'm the recipient of that training. So I think I'm there to share the sort of the real world experiences that training has afforded me. And, mine is more from a sales point of view, like, what do you need to know before you go? Now, I have the huge benefit of most of my business travel has been affiliated with Enterprise Florida, the U.S. Department of Commerce, and we won't get into how that exactly, works nuts and bolts, because they'll be doing that on Thursday. I think it's $75 to go. It's an all-day event. There's lunch included. The speakers are broken down in such a way that if someone has the ability to be in Stewart on Thursday, I think there's still some availability left, but it's well worth it, because you will learn more in one day the things that it took me years to put together in individual sessions. This is like all of the best people brought all together for you to hear from. Now, even if you don't have a plan for travel immediately, even if it was something you just thought, like, maybe I should expand my horizons, maybe the product or service that I have, would work very well. How about coming to the Export University and asking questions to Emily or to John or to others and say, look, this is my product. What do you think? John Dieppe and others from now called Select Florida, they have traveled all over the world with hundreds of different companies and seen successes and misses. You have to be qualified. They sort of vet the companies that are coming, especially in Florida, because they don't want to waste your time and money or their time, because the goal is that everyone succeeds. And from a Select Florida point of view, the success is that they brought someone to another country and that company succeeded. And I am definitely one of those people. I just got back in the spring from Australia and New Zealand. The Enterprise Florida, it was called Enterprise Florida at the time, now Select Florida, they put the trip together. And I immediately, upon coming back to the United States, started doing business in Australia, where before I left, I was doing zero business in Australia. And now I have paid for the trip repeatedly.
Oh
My
my goodness.
boss, look, I work, I should
Oh my
say,
god.
I work for a relatively small company. There's about 15 of us here in the company. So, I mean, it's not like I'm with some big multi-million dollar company. And of course, we can travel all over the world. I tell people that the person I hand my expense report to is the person that writes the check and hands it back to me. So I am very, very cautious about how I'm spending limited company dollars for that. So if you work for a company, you can come to this export event on Thursday, learn the techniques that allows you to go back to your bosses or the owner of your company and say, I'd like to do this. I'd like to try this. Because if there was no one doing international development for this company when before I arrived. And I would say our business internationally was by default. If someone Googled us and they were in Germany and they contacted us, we would send some products to Germany. But there was no official plan for that until I showed up and learned the techniques that I've learned from Emily and John and the rest of the folks that some of them, the actual people that taught me, will be there Thursday, which was one of the real reasons I wanted to participate. But that Export University is going to teach you some skills that will reap benefits, and in many cases will reap benefits immediately. It's not like you'll, one of these situations where you'll be like, hey, I really have to cultivate this for the next 18 months to 2 years in order to see any reward. Bosses aren't interested in that. My boss is certainly not interested in that. And so, like I said, I mean, these techniques and these opportunities that you're going to learn on Thursday, if you are able to attend, and I would tell folks immediately contact the Business Development Board of Martin County to get a spot, because I know that there was only a certain amount of spots. And I
Yes.
think we might be talking about a handful left.
Right. So I definitely
And I
encourage.
apologize if there's none left, but I mean,
But
there is a sense of urgency considering today's Monday.
yes, and the good news, thank you so much for that, Ed. And the good news is that if there are some people who would like to go, just reach out. We might be able to even get them some complimentary tickets. Just maybe. So, that's why this is the benefit of watching the Supercharged with Emily podcast with Ed Ciampi as your special guest. There are benefits of watching this. And I want to give a special shout out to Pierre Tachereau and Joan Goodrich of the BDB for all their work, and their team, Lynn and everybody, for putting this event together. And I know it will be a great success. And so, just as a little bit of a preview, my topic is called The Good, the Bad, and the Necessary of International Trade. And I'm going to don my very special hat. And I'm hoping, oh gosh, is it? I can't get it straight. Hopefully it's there somehow. But this is my attempt. This is a part of my prop for my presentation. I won't give any more clues, but hopefully you can figure it out. But the whole idea is kind of sharing a lot of what Ed shared today and preparing. And I'm really going to highlight how to stay out of jail. So, guys, if you need, I think that's really important. Have some definite.
I guess it is.
Yes, it is. How to stay out of jail overseas, a whole other ball game. Oh, I still have my price tag on. A little bit of Mini Pearl going on there. Anyway,
Your younger fans have no idea who Minnie Pearl is.
Well, they have to Google her. Go Google her and you'll know. You'll know right away. But Ed, this has been great. You've shared so many things that are so valuable. And I hope that our listeners, and we have listeners actually from all over the world watching. We have entrepreneurs, we have employees, we have all kinds of people. And everything that you shared is applicable in one way or another. So I hope that this will be beneficial to people as they plan to venture into the foreign territories or venture into something new, whatever it may be, and that these insights will definitely be helpful to you. So Ed, as we wrap up today, any summarizing or parting words that you'd like to leave with our listeners?
I would. I wanted to make sure that, Emily and I, for the last couple of minutes, have been speaking about the Export University. However, if you're not able to attend the Export University, the folks that are involved, the organizations that are involved, Emily was very, very smart to compliment Joan and Pierre from the Martin County Business Development Board. There are resources, and then Ralph from the South Florida DEC. There are resources that are available beyond this event Thursday that you can absolutely take advantage of. Now, if you're in another state, reach out to, just Google, your state's name and economic development or international travel. Contact your local representatives at the state level. Call their offices and say, look, I'm interested in exporting a product from our state overseas. How can you help me? It's all about questions. You only know what you know. And so I would also agree with Emily in thanking, there are people that their jobs are to help you do business and help you be successful either here locally or nationally or internationally. And if I can sort of the correlation between my elected life and my personal business life, it's those things that I learned that a lot of small businesses just don't have the opportunity to hear about. So take advantage of all of these resources. I work in a factory, so if that noise is the background, we're still making games today, so I apologize. And so my point is, reach out to the folks that are more than willing to assist you in growing you as a person and your business. Emily, thank you so much for this opportunity. I would do anything for you, but I always benefit from our time together.
Oh, Ed, ooh. and let me also, this merits a. Yeah.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Oh, yes, it's a big deal. Ed, I appreciate you. I really treasure all of your wonderful insights. I treasure our friendship and how we've been able to connect and collaborate over the years, and now to share this on another stage with the world at large. And this will really make a difference, I know, in the lives of a lot of people over the course of time, if not today, tomorrow, and beyond. So this is a part of your legacy too, Ed, in sharing all these great lessons you've learned over the years. So we look forward to seeing you guys, if you can make it out on Thursday to Expert University. If not, you got a lot of it here today. You got some great tips to get you going and the wonderful resources that Ed shared. So until then, I wish you that you stay supercharged, and I want you to stay tuned for a message I have coming up for you right now. Don't go anywhere. It's coming up. See you next time. Thanks, everyone.